More damning news for Hillary Clinton. Today, we've learned that the U.S. officials first found classified information in her State Department emails sent through a personal server as far back as May. But in the 3 months since, Clinton has vowed multiple times to America that no emails with classified data were sent. Also, there are reports that 2 top-secret emails discovered include discussions about a U.S. drone operation. Even the left is now losing confidence in the candidate.
Sorry to get into the politics of this for a minute, but they're getting worse and worse for Hillary Clinton. Her own campaign manager felt he had to put out an elaborate memo explaining why this is no problem and everything is fine. And when you're doing that, that means there's a problem and everything is not fine.
I don't think that the Democratic Party rank and file is dissatisfied with Hillary Clinton. I think the better way to call it is they're uninspired by her.
The emails actually are just a symptom of the problem of Hillary. Americans are just tired of Hillary Clinton.
All right, Greg. Big stuff, but some will say it's nothing, and then now, but let's
You're
start
referring
to push
to me.
away. Well, I mean, we'll get to you in a second.
Dead pantsuit walking.
Nice.
Her campaign is coming apart faster than Bill Clinton's slacks on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. This is not good.
What a visual.
And I'm telling you, if the left is sick of her, they should also be sick of themselves, because she's nothing more than a mirror of their own self-inflated arrogance. And by the way, when she was talking about their drone operation, she was talking about her speech team. Like, do you know what she reminds me of? Jerry, remember the end of Fargo? Jerry Lundegaard is climbing out the window at the end, and he's trying to get away. That's her. She's like John Edwards at the hotel room door, trying to keep National Enquirer out. I'd give it a month.
All right, Dana. Her numbers. She's underwater in trustworthiness. She's underwater in honesty. But for some reason, she's not underwater in polling.
Right. Well, because there's no other choice, right? They don't really have there's nobody else on the Democratic side that's really emerged. And then they look at the 17 characters on the Republican side. They're like, we're not for them either. I think the number one issue goes back to intent, judgment, and character. Is why did she have the server in the first place? Was it to skirt the Federal Records Act? And also, you remember when she was U.S. Senator, she was on the Armed Services Committee. She would have been privileged to have classified access to classified information. You could ask Senator Patrick Leahy, who in the past had to deal with that issue and actually had to resign after resign from the committee after he gave classified information to a reporter during Iran-Contra. The second thing is the storage issue. You, as the owner of your secret clearance, you are responsible for the storage of the information. Doesn't matter if it's sent to you. You are the owner of that, and you are responsible for it. The third thing is the possible willful destruction of federal records and the potential hiding and additional problem of then wiping clean the server, but then there's a backup server, but we don't really know where it is. Maybe, Geraldo, I thought today maybe you could help us find it.
Wow. Well done. Is that what you was meaning?
Can I do one?
Dana, what a zinger.
I thought that was a compliment.
The nicest person on the panel.
I thought it was a compliment. That's not a compliment. And the fourth thing is the unknown unknowns in Rumsfeld's lexicon, because she might not even know what's on there. Right?
Can I just do this? Dana should have just done this.
What?
On that one.
I thought it was a compliment.
It was great. Geraldo, so
can I just review a couple of things that have been said so far? I mean, you can ask me anything.
No, I'm just trying to figure out if this is what you've got a candidate that people perceive as untrustworthy, not honest. Her poll numbers keep sliding. Her lead has shrunk in half, and the next in line is a socialist. The Democrats are in trouble.
That's pretty woeful. I'll agree with that, and I will agree with something Dana said about the famous Rumsfeld quote, "We don't know what we don't know." But everything Greg Gutfeld just said, all flash and bang, not a bit of substance to it. This is the most overhyped.
I learned from the best, Geraldo.
Maybe that's true. This is the most overhyped story of the year. It is not even clear that there is a criminal. There is not even clear there is a criminal investigation. This is a security inquiry. Nobody is going to be indicted behind this. The drone email that you ominously referred to as if she was giving away the secrets about the drone, that email talks about press coverage of the secret drone program. It is an absolute farcically overblown
he needs some help.
scandal in the minds of the right wing.
Bring him back to
Look,
Life.
this isn't just about right-wingers. She's been receiving criticism from a variety of people.
Starting with the New York Times.
From New York Times.
Which retracted its characterization of this
in
as a criminal
Washington,
investigation.
D.C., on Capitol Hill. This is a serious issue. And I have been saying, look, who needs Ed Snowden when you have Hillary Clinton and everyone can just read her emails because she's just sharing classified information on an unsecure server? This is going to be a huge problem for her. Not just because of the things that she did during her Secretary of State time, but because the Clintons are so secretive and they don't want anyone else outside of their inner circle working with them. Guess who's running her campaign? The same people who were with her at the State Department.
Right.
Huma Abedin is one of those people. And it's not just Hillary Clinton and Cheryl Mills. It's not just Hillary Clinton who's coming under scrutiny here from the FBI. It's other people as well. And when it comes to national security, it's not overhyped. When you're the Secretary of State, you have an obligation to protect national security, and Hillary Clinton put her own personal interests ahead of the United States security, and that is a fact.
Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. With Clinton's email scandal widening, does Joe Biden now see an opportunity to throw his hat in the ring for 2016? Meet the Press host. Chuck Todd thinks it's not too late and is sharing some inside information.
He can easily put together a campaign in Iowa. That's not difficult. There are enough people on the sidelines that are not with Sanders or Clinton to do that. Probably the same in South Carolina and in New Hampshire. We can't crawl inside his head. I can just tell you, based on conversations that I know he's had with people, he doesn't believe she's been running a good campaign, and he doesn't believe, and he believes he could run a better campaign than her.
So it sounds like maybe not?
No, I think that he's going to run. And I think that this is going to set up President Obama to have to make a decision, maybe not publicly right away, about who he's going to support. But when it comes to the loyalty factor here, the Clintons and the Obamas have never been friends. They haven't been friends even as Secretary of State when she served for President Obama that way. She's made President Obama embarrassed because of her behavior now. And Joe Biden's been a pretty loyal follower of the president. He's done everything the right way for the most part, minus a couple embarrassing gaffe moments. But President Obama's going to have to make a decision about where he wants to put his infrastructure and the grassroots movement that got him into office in 2008 and 2012. And he's going to give that to Joe Biden, not Hillary Clinton. So I think Joe Biden not only will get in, but also has a good chance of actually running against Hillary Clinton.
Mr. Rivera?
I totally disagree. I think that I don't know what's in the vice president's head. He's on vacation now in South Carolina. He has not raised $1. He has not hired one professional operator. This is all still because of the nostalgia, of the personal drama in the family and the trauma they've all gone through.
15 months away.
In Iowa, they are already eating corn dogs and deep fried pancakes. It is way too late.
Good point. Does he have to be? Forget Iowa. It's 5 months away.
I think it was, you had told me, like John Oliver said that between now and the election of 2016, two people could meet on a blind date, decide to get married, have a baby, buy a timeshare in Colorado. I mean, there's a lot of time. And I disagree. I think that Joe Biden has grassroots support. He has loyalty. And I think it actually helps President Obama because he can that's an easier decision for him. He doesn't have to then fully get behind Hillary Clinton. He can fade to the background, work on the Senate races, which they're going to need his help for. And then Joe Biden can have a shot at it. I think South Carolina is a wonderful place to vacation. I'm all for it. I also think it's a strategic place to vacation because that's where some of his best advisors live. And I would bet that Chuck Todd's source is a very well-placed one, and that I would take everything Chuck Todd said there and believe it.
Okay. Greg, can I throw another name out? You want to do Biden?
Oh, yeah.
Do Biden, but also another, Al Gore.
Al Gore.
Oh, please. With all my heart, please.
It's great. I mean, I think this is what the world has been waiting for. He's actually been in seclusion waiting for this time. And I'm not even sure if that's Al Gore. I think it is Al Gore in an Al Gore costume. I don't know.
He's like a slimmer version of himself.
He'll tear out of it and go, here I am. But have you noticed Al Gore has never been the same since he lost. Something has changed. He's not quite there.
$400 million richer.
Yeah, he's got a houseboat.
Really rich.
He's got a houseboat.
All right.
And the world's gotten warm.
Does he have his own plane? I mean, come on.
Let's do this one. The 2016 presidential race has moved to Iowa, home of the first caucuses. Candidates on both sides are stumping at the state fair in Des Moines. Here are Huckabee and Jeb on what they hope to accomplish there.
The Iowa people, they'll make decisions late. And being at the state fair is a good way for us to get out here and visit with some people of this state, explain to them why I should be the next president.
You got to organize, you've got to get people to commit to attending the caucuses, recruiting others to go to the caucuses. This is the fun part. The give and take is what politics should be about.
The fun part, he looks like he's in pain.
Just as he ramps up his groundwork, Donald Trump is set to visit the Hawkeye State tomorrow. Dana, Huck, you said Huck made some good points.
I think Huckabee has a great point because he knows Iowa very well, and he knows what he has to do to win there. He likes the retail politicking, so the state fair is a perfect place for him. He can shake hands, he can have a hot dog, a corn dog, whatever it is, and it's like going home for him. He's comfortable there. I think that was a good point.
Greg?
I have to say I've always been partial to happy warriors, and I think this is, we need to see some kind of positive energy come out of this campaign. With Reagan or the Kemps of the world, that's what I'm always partial to, and hopefully the shrill and the emotional elements of the past will suddenly move away, and we'll have somebody talking about specifics.
Katie, comment on Jeb Bush's what he needs to do. He stood up on the soapbox today and made some announcements. What does he need to do there?
Well, actually, Jeb so far hasn't done the best job of impressing people in Iowa because he kind of said that, he didn't say, but he basically implied that Iowa wasn't as important as the rest of the country. And even if he's right, I think that they may have taken that a little bit personally. Iowa is different this time around because they did get rid of the straw poll, so that's not something that's coming into play here. But he has to show that he's able to go to these things and talk to people in a way that a Mike Huckabee would or a Ted Cruz would be able to, and relate to these people on a basic level of going to the state fair. And so he's going to have to do that, which clearly he's trying to do.
I love a state fair.
I think Governor Bush saying that this is the fun part of politics when looking like he has a toothache is a real problem. I mean, compared to the charisma and energy of Donald Trump, Jeb is looking more and more frail, and yesterday's news. And, going back to the point about Vice President Biden pondering getting in and South Carolina being strategic, it reminds me a lot of Rudy Giuliani saying, I'm not going to pay attention to Iowa, New Hampshire, or South Carolina. I'm going to jump in Florida. And by then the race was over.
That's not borne out, though, by the facts.
Right.
Like, there actually was an operation for Rudy in those states, and Jeb, all of the candidates have an operation in the states, including Carly Fiorina, who I think it'll be fun to watch her at the fair. I love a state fair.
What's your favorite part?
The free country music concert.
See, I like the sideshow.
I'm going to date myself a little bit.
Do they do sideshows at state fairs, or isn't that carnivals?
They have them at carnivals. It's the same thing, but there's nothing better than a two-headed animal.
I saw Garth Brooks for free in 1994, and I thought he was going to be a real big star one day.
Oh my God!
The guy with the man, woman, the
Greg and Eric's head on it.
I like the bearded lady. I think the bearded lady is very attractive. I like lizard guy. They're all my favorites. I usually hang out there.
How are you at the ring toss?
I don't do that at the carny.
My favorite is winning the fish that you bring home when you're a child and your parents are like,
"What are you doing?
Did you do this to us? Put it away."
It comes in a little baggie.
Cotton candy on the way out.
I hope it doesn't die.
And it lives. Take it home.
Next year we should go to the fair. We've been trying for 4 years.
That's a great idea.